Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I was going to make a different Pokemon related video, one that was going to tier list every single Pokemon based on how much I like them. But then I found this, I believe it's a sorter of some sort of, or like you just, pick your favorites out of all this. You can see it. I might still do that other video again, but I found this thing and I was decided this one might be better, might be shorter, might be more indicative of everyone's time. So let's do this. Well, my criteria for what is my favorite is mostly design, as everyone is design, dex entries, somewhat if I remember them. I'm very casual when it comes to competitive, but that also has an effect on what I enjoy, because I believe some Pokemon in the competitive scene are a bunch of different things. Lore, air quotes on lore, design, color history, competitive viability, how they play, what moves they learn, all that stuff is all gonna take into account here. So let's get into this. Let's get into this, and we're gonna start off with Gen 1 as per usual. For each box, I'm gonna try to not repeat any mons in each category. The only ones I will repeat is I might repeat are like here, or the starter, gimmick, legend, and favorite. Mostly because I feel like those are reasonable to. They're not locked under one type, and these are reasonable to duplicate things in there, little miscellaneous categories. Maybe I'll do that part last, actually. I want to keep the grid, keep the rows as they are. So let's start with normal in Gen 1. I think my favorite here is gonna be Snorlax. He's the chunky boy. It's kind of like a mini boss in some ways when you first go against him, because he's like difficult to catch and he's got a bunch of health. I don't know if in Gen 1 he learns block, or if that was even a move in that, but I remember you kind of follow through a similar pathing in Heart Gold, which is like my first Pokemon game, and I do enjoy what Snorlax is when he shows up. Fire, I think we're gonna go with Charizard, the OG not dragon. Charizard's a classic. Can anyone really blame me for that being my favorite? For water's a difficult one. I think I want to go Lapras. Cause I see Lapras is more of a water type than ice type, but I think I want to go Lapras here, because that's the Pokemon that likes to carry people around. He's pretty chill. He's based on like a prehistoric monster, right? Or like dinosaur, excuse me. Plesiosaurus, I believe. I think it's based on that. Grass types. I don't know. I want to say, I think I'm gonna go Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur just looks cool. Bulbasaur looks so much better than what is it? Venusaur. It's kind of funny, whereas like the rest of the Star Style evolution looks the coolest to me. Bulbasaur just looks so much better than Venusaur in my opinion. Electric types don't have much to choose from, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't like. I am an avid Pikachu hater. I just hate seeing it. So I'll let you all know that I do not like Pikachu. I think I'm gonna put Zapdos here, little legendary electric bird. It's not my favorite electric type. I think my favorite electric bug is, electric Pokemon, kind of spoiled, is Vikavolt. Vikavolt's pretty cool in my opinion. Ice type. I think I'm gonna put Articuno here, because I don't really like any other. Dugong is cute, but it's not my favorite of the mons. Fighting. Again, not much to choose from here. Like I said, this is Gen 1, so I'm not gonna have a lot to choose from. But what do you got here? I think I'm gonna put, this is Machamp. Yeah, I think that's Machamp here. He's got the belt. Yeah, well, both of them have the belt, but I think this is Choke. Chop, I believe. But yeah, Machamp is here. He's the forearm menace. Poison type. Let's see. I think I'm gonna put Nidoking here. I do see Nidoking is more of a poison type than a ground type. Plus, he's the king. Right? He's the king. Ground type. I don't know. There's not really many ground types I like. I'm gonna go for Cubone. Cubone's cute. It's got he has the story that everyone knows. Cubone's he's a little iconic. Flying type. What do I want to put for flying type? There's not many flying types I like. I already chose Charizard in the fire type, and I do see him more as a fire type than I do a flying type. He's still a dragon, but for flying type, I think I'm just gonna go. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Aerodactyl. Though I recognize him more as a rock type, but Aerodactyl is also a flying type. But I think he's the coolest of all of our choices. Psychic type. I'm gonna go Mewtwo. Mewtwo's. I think Mewtwo is also like a generic favorite. I think everyone likes Mewtwo in some way or form. If you don't like Mewtwo, I'm actually curious as to why. I mean, I guess he looks weird, but he's kind of humanoid. He's experimented on and stuff. Bug type. I'm gonna go for Beedrill. Not many bug types I actually like here as well. Like, a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon I don't really like. It's like you can tell they were starting off and they made some basic designs when they came up with these. They're still interesting enough, interesting and distinct enough that you can recognize them, but of all of these, I think I like Beedrill more. Rock type. Let's slide over. For the meme, I think I'm just gonna go for Ammonite here, or Lord Helix. Is that what they say, Lord Helix? It's been a while since I watched that. Twitch Plays Pokemon. Or is that Ammonite? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure this one's Ammonite. Ghost. I'm gonna go for Gengar. Gengar's cool. I also think that's like a very vanilla take. Dragon, there's only 3 dragons to take, and I'm gonna take the final evolution. I do enjoy Dragonite. It's very cute and cool. And for Dark, I don't if I remember correctly, Dark was not a type in Gen 1, and so that's why this is what it is. So we're gonna break our game. Steel, Magnemite, because Magneton, I think that's called. I don't know. I've never liked Magneton. Fairy. It's interesting that they did organize this as Fairy, because Fairy types was not a thing in Gen 1. And I'm gonna go with Clefable. Clefable here, I think their lore is pretty interesting, and there's like the fan theory that Gengar is Clefable's shadow or something like that. For the starter, I'm not going to choose either of these, but I am going to go for Charizard. That's what I would have chosen if I played Gen 1. Gimmick form. Charizard, I think this is Charizard. No, this is Charizard X, because I remember why I had why. Charizard X, the one that actually turns him into a dragon type. And like, if you've seen the anime where Charizard X was in, you know why that's cool. You know why it's cool. Legendary, Mewtwo. Mewtwo's cool. I explained Mewtwo. And my favorite Gen 1 mon. I think I'm gonna go with Gengar. Gengar's cool, but it's like a close tie between Gengar and Charizard. There. Ooh, we're down a little too far. Here we go. Now I'm going to Gen 2. Like I said, I played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, so it's not the pure Gen 2 experience, or like the OG Gen 2 experience. Yeah, Gen 2 experience. But I did, have some ties in it. And for a normal type, I'm going to go. I think I'm gonna go for Miltank. Not for Misty, but I think Miltank is a funny looking Pokemon. So it's It's kind of cute, but I think it's a funny Pokemon to like talk about in general. Fire, I'm going to choose what I have as a starter. Actually, I'm going to choose Quilava. Quilava is a better design than Typhlosion in my opinion, and I think Quilava looks so much more cooler. Too bad you kind of need those final evolution stats. Water, I'm gonna go for Feraligatr. Feraligatr is a cool. I think Gen 2's mid Pokemon are all because Crocodile is also like a really good looking Pokemon, but I think I like Feraligatr more. Grass. I think I'm gonna go for Celebi, the mythical. Is that what it is? The mythical Pokemon. I don't think it's like the pure legendary because it's not the box art, but I do like Celebi. It's a cute little onion fairy. I think it's interesting. I've also seen the movie, so I was there, or I was able to tear up when it almost freaking died. Electric type. Choose this guy. I'm forgetting its name right now, but it did help me in my run in Heart Gold and Soul Silver because it was able to absorb electric attacks, so I just sent it in against other electric mons or things that could have known electric moves, and it just absorbed all the electricity as it does. Ice type, Sneasel. I don't know, I like Sneasel. It looks confident. It looks a little confident. I like him a little smug boy. Not many fighting types to choose from, but I think I'm gonna go for Heracross. I think Heracross looks cool. Heracross in the anime was also cool. And I gotta say him saying Heracross, whoever the voice actor was for Heracross, he did a good job because I got him stuck in my head. Heracross is a cool one. Poison. I'm gonna go for Crobat here. Crobat is a cool agile Pokemon, or at least it looks agile. It's not really special about it, at least for me, outside of its 4 rings, but it is, of all the choices we have, I think it's the coolest. Ground type. I think I'm going for Donphan. Donphan is pretty cool of all the choices we have. Not really a fan of Steelix's jaw as a ground type. I do like Gligar, but I like Gliscor a lot more, so I'm gonna stick with Donphan. Flying. For flying. I don't know. This one's a difficult one. I think I'm gonna go for Lugia here. And that's only because Skarmory is a steel type, and I think I want to pick that for the steel typing over there. And for me, Xatu is a psychic type, and I think I'm gonna go for that as the psychic type option here. So I think I'm gonna go for Lugia here. I don't want to place him in like a weird spot here, but I think I'm just gonna have to be forced to here. Psychic, as I said, Xatu is a psychic type to me, but we do have some good options. Lugia is also a psychic type, actually. We can put both here, actually. So we'll put both here. Xatu is an interesting Pokemon to me because I think like the deck entry was that one eye sees the future, one eye sees the past, and I think that's pretty cool. Bug. Scizor. I think I want to go Scizor here. Scizor is also a steel type. But I think I'm confident enough that I want to put Scizor here. Scizor is a cool evolution. I hate its evolution. I hate all the trade mons, to be honest. Or rather, I don't have friends. But it's become easier. At least I didn't have friends. Excuse me. I did not have friends and who played Pokemon. I had one friend in middle school who played Pokemon with me. But it was not during the time I played Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I had at the time I was considered too old for Pokemon, but I enjoyed Pokemon nonetheless, and I did not care. Played Pokemon. Rock type. I'm gonna go for Tyranitar because it looks like Godzilla, and I think Godzilla is cool. Ghost. We only have Mischievous. Interesting. So we really don't have a choice there. Dragon. We only have one choice here. I don't like Seadra, but It's what's there. I guess we could leave a blank, but that's gonna make me upset. For dark type, we already chose Tyranitar Sneasel, so we're left with Murkrow, Houndoom, and Umbreon. And I think I'm gonna choose Umbreon. I think Umbreon is the coolest of all the choices we have left. Not really a fan of the dogs or Murkrow. Steel. I think I did want to choose Skarmory here. I think Skarmory is like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Skarmory is the only flying steel type, and I think that's something unique to it that makes it pretty cool as well. Fairy types, I think I want to choose Togepi here. Togepi is a cute little egg Pokemon, and I do enjoy what it eventually gets up to, which is Togekiss. Togekiss is also a cool mon in my opinion. I also like Metronome as a move, but that's something both of these can learn, so that's not really unique to it. Favorite starter, and I said that before, I do like Koala as the design. I think it looks better than Typhlosion, but Typhlosion is still cool. Gimmick form, I don't like any of these. I guess Mega Ampharos is the best because of the flowing hair. It's kind of got a meme going on with it too, but I think Mega Ampharos is like the best we see here. Legendary, isn't it the rainbow Pokemon? And I enjoy like its oriental bird aspect, and I do like rainbows. And my favorite of all of these, I think I'm gonna go Quilava. Quilava is just a cool design, in my opinion. It's a flaming rat. So I think it's just a pretty neat design. On to Gen 3. What do we want to do here? Well, what do we want to pick here? Delcatty's interesting Pokemon. I think I'm gonna go with Clickon. I think that's called Clickicon, whatever it's called. But because I enjoy its ability, and I just enjoy chameleons in general. They're interesting little critters that can change how they want to be at any moment's notice. Fire type. I will say I don't like the Blaziken line, the Torchic line. I don't know. I just don't really. I don't like chickens. I guess better them roasted than fighting me. But I'm gonna choose Torkoal. I think Torkoal's a cool Pokemon. Water types. I'm gonna go for Sharpedo here. Sharpedo has a very confusing line to me. Like, why does it evolve from a piranha into a shark? I mean, I guess they both have sharp teeth, but I guess that's the only, like, connecting factor to them. I'm gonna go for a Groval here. No, I do like the Ludicolo line. I think I'm gonna go for Groval here. Groval's cool. It's like a ninja gecko. Electric types, I'm going to go for Manectric because I don't like the Pikachu clones in this generation. Ice types, might choose Snorunt. I don't like Glalie. Snorunt's at least cute, and I think Game Freak for putting in Frostlass so we don't have to be stuck with Glalie, which is, I mean, I guess it's a better evolution or a better connecting evolution since Glalie is actually just the head, whereas Snorunt is just the head. But why does it lose its arms? I think I'm gonna choose Snorunt. Snorunt's cute. Fighting. I'm gonna choose Breloom. Breloom's just kind of funny to me. A mushroom like plant that just kicks your butt. Poison types, I'm gonna choose. His name's Seviper. Not for any other particular reason other than I don't really like the rest of the options I'm left with. I do like snakes. I like all reptiles. Ground type. I'm gonna choose Marshtomp. Yeah, I'm gonna choose Marshtomp. I do like the combination of ground water. I think that's a pretty slick combination. And if you're fighting or playing against someone who doesn't know how that combination works, ground nullifies electricity, so it nullifies one of its weakness, but it does give you a 4 times weakness to grass. What else does it do? I think, isn't that it? Yeah, I'll have to figure that out later. But I think like nullifying an entire set is really good. Flying types. I think Tropius is funny. Yeah, to me, Tropius is just more iconic because it's funny. I remember playing, I think, Sun and Moon and seeing this thing fly, and I'm like, bruh, I did not know that thing could fly. I didn't even know it was a flying type at the time. Psychic. What do we want to go for Psychic? Metagross or Gardevoir? Gardevoir. I think I'm gonna go for Metagross here. Maybe. It all depends on what the steel looks like. But I think I'm confident putting Metagross here. I do think Metagross is pretty iconic. It looks pretty cool. I think it's one of the better Pokemon that transitioned into the 3D realm. Bug types. I'm gonna go for the shell. What is this? Why can't I remember its name? Bruh. Well, you can look it up. I like this guy. I like his ability, Wonder Guard. Basically making it immune unless you have a fire move, right? Shedinja, that's its name. Is that his name or is that no? It should be Shedinja. This is Ninjask, I think. But yeah, I think Shedinja's ability is pretty cool. Thank goodness they did not put this Mon into the most recent one. That would have been trouble because it going into what? Terra Electric. I think it can be virtually invincible if it does that, because I believe it's still also like levitating too. Yeah, not great. It's a good thing it's not in the most recent game. Who do you got here for rock types? I think I'm gonna choose Aggron because it also looks like a Godzilla monster. Oh, my mouse isn't being shown. Let me see. Capture the cursor. There we go. There we go. Now you can see that. Alright. Ghost types. Could have chosen Shedinja for this, but I think Bennett. I think that's his name, Bennett. Is the coolest of the options we got here of all these. I think Sableye is the most iconic, but I think Bennett looks cooler. Dragon. I think I'm gonna go for Salamence here. Salamence is like a vanilla taste. Salamence always looks cool. It is like your classic looking dragon. Dark types. Absol. I think that's also another vanilla take. That Absol looks cool. So there's that. The Calamity Seeker. I think one of the things that really sold Absol on me as well is I think Mystery Dungeon. I can't remember which one, but in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I think Absol becomes your ally or tells you that a tragedy will befall all of you or something like that. I think it was in that game. I think. Steel. We already chose Metagross, but I think I can choose and Aggron, but I think I can choose Jirachi is a steel type? Don't remember that. Is Jirachi in the fairy type section too? It's not in the fairy type section. Okay, then I think I'm gonna go for Jirachi here. Wish granting Pokemon. It also has like little spirit tags on its ears or whatever, on its head. I think that's cool. And then we're gonna go for Mawile as the fairy type pick. And then this thing, Mawile is pretty interesting because it's got a mouth on the back of its head. Favorite starter. I think we're gonna go for Grovel. The Mudkip line is pretty cool. Like, it's 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 between these three: Gravile, Sceptile, and Marshtomp. Mudkip. Don't really like Mudkip too much. Well, I like Mudkip. Mudkip's cute, but not the coolest to me. Gimmick form. Mega Marshtomp always makes me laugh. I always thought it looked cool. It's just like super muscular. I hate Mega Glalie. I think I'm just gonna go for this because I think it's freaking broken. I think it got banned. Rayquaza is my favorite legendary. It's like definitely like top 3 legendaries in my opinion, I think. And my favorite of all of these, I think I'm gonna go for Absol here. Absol is just a cool mon. I wish it evolved into something and just didn't have a Mega Evolution, but I think Absol's cool. But you know, when you try to change the design on this, you end up with either getting up something very worse or not as good. And I think that's what Absol might be falling into when it comes to trying to do something else with that. No, Mega Absol was pretty cool. I did enjoy the design of Mega Absol. Alright, Gen 4. Normal type. Can I say this one without being a furry? Or without being a Pokemon fucker? I think that's it though. I can say, Arceus is like my favorite legendary. I think that's like period. So I don't want to just put it in the normal slot. Especially the gimmick that Arceus has. And Regigigas is meh up until Galarian Weezing comes out. I think I'm going to choose the bunny. Fire type. Not many fire types to choose from. And I like Heatran. I don't know why I like Heatran, but I do like Heatran. I think that was also a side game. I think Pokemon Ranger made me like Heatran. I think it was a tough boss, that's why. Water. Empoleon. I like that big Emperor Penguin with wing blades or whatever. Grass types. I think I want to go for Torterra here. Torterra is also pretty cool. I think all of the starters for Gen 4 is pretty good. But yet this is like, for some reason I feel like this is like the weakest generation. Maybe it's just the starters. What is this? Electric type? Not really an electric type I'm keen on here. I think I'm gonna go for Luxray. Luxray is a pretty cool electric line. Not much to say about the Gen 4 electric types in my opinion. They're not all that cool. I'm gonna go for Weavile here. Because the evolution of Sneasel, and it just gets more smug and probably faster and more sharper. I think Weavile is pretty cool. I think it is one of my favorite ice type Pokemons. Fighting type. I'm gonna put Gallade here. I think Gallade is cool. It's like the knight to the princess that is Gardevoir. And I enjoy the overall aesthetic that Gallade puts on, and I like the air quotes knight aesthetic that he puts out. Poison type. I want to put Croagunk here. Look at my boy. He's chill. Every time I see Croagunk, I think he's high or something. Probably high on his own poison, but he's chilling. I was surprised when I figured out that this thing was a fighting type too, because I guess the idea is that it's a poison dart frog, right? And so, like, I guess it darts its poison middle finger into you. And that's the fighting aspect of it. Ground type. I want to put Glasgow here, because I want to put Glasgow somewhere. And I think Glasgow is, like, one of the cooler ground types that exists. Like, none of these are really all that cool, except for Marshtomp, but I think the coolest ground type we have is Glasgow. Flying type. I think I'm gonna put Togekiss here. This thing, Togekiss is a really nice flying evolution to Togepi. Everything else is weird. I don't really feel anything towards. Drifloon and Yanmega are also pretty cool. I mean, but I can probably put Yanmega in the bug section too. Psychic, I like Cresselia. I think Cresselia's design is pretty cool. It's like some like starfish, not starfish, but like cosmic fish. You know, that's what it reminds me. It reminds me of some cosmic fish. Bugs, yep, I'm gonna go for Yanmega here. And everything else is just Burmy, Kricketune, and everything else that I think is more. Because those just evolve into this. I think so. Because I think this is supposed to be the moth. Steel? I don't know. We're rock. We're doing rock types here. I'm gonna put Rhyperior here. I think Rhyperior's like rock hole hands are pretty cool because it shoots rocks out of its cannon-like hands. I also think it's a pretty good evolution to Rhydon, which I think Rhydon is a very middle of the road Pokemon in general. Ghost. Now, this is tough for me because I like Miss Magius, I like Spiritomb, I like Dusknoir, I like Frostlass, and I like both versions of Giratina. So yeah, it's tough. That's tough. I like all these guys, almost all these guys. Rotom is meh, and Drifloon looks funny. Drifloon just looks funny every time I see it. It always looks derpy, and yet it supposedly just picks up kids and drifts off with them. Like, what the hell? But no, this one's a tough one. I think out of all of these, I want to pick Spiritomb. I just think Spiritomb is cool. I thought Spiritomb was a mythical at one point, but then I found out it was a regular Pokemon. I guess you could say it's a mythical, because I think you can only get it once, right? In that game. I could be wrong on that, though. Excuse me. Whew. I don't know where that came from. Dragons. I think I'm going to put Giratina in the dragon section. I think Giratina's cool. Dark types, Darkrai. I've always liked Darkrai. I always thought Darkrai was cool. That might be the edginess in me speaking up, but I always thought Darkrai was cool. Steel types. I'm gonna put Bastion. I think that was called Bastion. I know it had Bastion in the name because its shield is like a building, or its shield face is like a building. But I always thought Bastion was cool. I think Shielder is also pretty cool too. Fairy. I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna put Togekiss and Fairy, and for flying, I guess we're gonna put Drifloon in here because it's still iconic here, and everything else I've already picked in other spots, so it kind of gets a win by default in my mind. So we're gonna go back to the starters, and like I said, all these starters are pretty freaking good. I don't know which starter I want to put in first place though, but I think I want to put Empoleon in first place because I just like the Emperor Penguin that is like I like an ascot on it designed into it. I do like the Emperor Penguin with a trident face and blade wings. I think it looks pretty cool. Though I think Torterra is a close second, with Infernape being a close third. Gimmick form, I'm gonna pick Lucario, Mega Lucario on this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick Mega Lucario. I think he has the best Mega of all these. Baneri weirds me out. Gallade is pretty. Actually, Gallade's pretty sick. That cape's pretty sick. Yeah, I'm switching my vote with that. Gallade's pretty sick. But Lucario's definitely a close second. They both are very cool. Like, Lucario has the martial arts going on, and that's what he's supposed to be. But Gallade with the with like the night cape, he's the hero, man. I really love that. Favorite legendary. Darkrai, and my favorite of all of them, Darkrai. I said it before. I think that's the edginess coming out of me, but I think I really enjoyed Darkrai. We're gonna go to Gen 5, and I think this is my favorite generation. And I think a lot of Gen 5's mons are hit or miss, but I think a lot of them are hits, in my opinion. Normal type, I'm gonna go for Mincino. I like Chinchino, Mincino, I think that's called. Yeah, I enjoy the like scarf thing it's got going on. Fire types, I think I'm gonna go for Victini. Victini was like the first mythical I got from a special event, so it definitely sits somewhere within my heart. And I think it's a little cute guy. He's a little guy. He's the victory Pokemon. For water types, I'm gonna go for Samurai. The Samurai vibe I get from him, he's pretty cool. Is there Logan? No, not Logan. Excuse me. The like Pokemon Arceus forms is not in this box, so that's fine. I think it might go in the gimmick forms, but I also think that it's pretty cool. They had, of all the Pokemon they pulled from Unova, they put in that Pokemon. This one had to be in there. Put into Pokemon Arceus, excuse me. This one definitely had to be in there. Grass type Superior. It is my favorite of all time starters. It is the Regal Snake, and I enjoy what they did with the starters for the Unova Pokemons. Like this is the bandit. The bandit beats the king without his retainer. Like, does anyone else see that? And I love that. Electric types. Not many electric types I enjoy here. I think of all of the Pikachu clones, I think Amoga hits the best, and I think it's like the most unique. Like there's Pachirisu, Plusle and Pichu, that doesn't really count, and then Pikachu. But I think Amoga is the best of the Pikachu clones, and then Mimikyu. No, Mimikyu is the best of the air quotes Pikachu form. I don't consider Mimikyu a Pikachu form, but if not considering Mimikyu as, if you consider Mimikyu as the Pikachu, as another Pikachu form, then it's Mimikyu. If not, I think it goes to Amoga. I think Amoga's the best. Ice types. Yeah, there's not another ice types. All of the ice types in Unova are actually misses to me, except for Kyurem. And Kyurem specifically only hits to me because it confused with the other two, and that's not something in the OG game it could do. I'm gonna go for Kyurem. I just think Kyurem's much cooler than what we have to pick. Now, Kyurem does not ever sit to me as a dragon. It just looks weird. I don't know what the design they were going for here. It's kind of a mess to me, but I can see where like its tail meshes with the tails of the others, the other two that it confused with. For fighting types, I like Sock. I genuinely just like Sock because he's just a dude in a gi that fights. However, we have the trio here who are all fighting types, and I think I'm gonna go for the elegant. What is it called? Virion, I think that's called. Verizon. I just enjoy Virion's elegance. The way even in this sprite that it has, I think you can like tell what they were going for. What do they call the sacred blades? I think they're called the sacred sword or something. I think that's the move they call it, but you can tell what they were going. Keldeo in my opinion, is also a good pick, but they burned me out on Keldeo because of all the pony memes. So I cannot be cool with him anymore. Poison types. I'm gonna go for Whirlipede. Whirlipede because of the anime, and I thought it was pretty cool in anime. but it might be switched out into the bug spot. I just don't know what bug spots we have. Fungus and Amoongus I don't really like that much because they look like Pokeballs in the gameplay with that, and they tricked me way too many times. Garbodor is a little. This is one of the biggest misses, in my opinion, that Gen 5 has. The garbage Pokemon. And I know Gen 1 has a freaking slime, but we're a little too on the nose here. Everything else, I think, hits. Ground types. Now, I think my opinion on ground types here is between Excadrill and Krokorok. I think that's his name here. I enjoy the attitude of Krokorok here. I think I'm gonna pick him. Just like this guy's sunshades and his attitude. He's sassy, you know. Flying types. There's a lot of flying types in Unova. More than I thought there would be. But I think I'm gonna go for Archeops. I think that's his name. Archeops. I don't have the names pulled up as you can see, but I'm thinking. I think his name is Archeops or Archeops, but I enjoy this guy. He's a flying type, and he can't really fly yet until he evolves. But I enjoy his design. He's a little cute Dinomon. For Psychic, I think I'm gonna go for Meloetta. Meloetta is, I think it's a cool design for like a musical Pokemon, and I think it's the best of all the musical Pokemon designs. Air quotes on musical, I guess. And I also enjoy the anime where I think Oshawott and Piplup were fighting over Meloetta's attention, and I thought that was cute. Bug types. I think I'm gonna put Genesect here. No, I'm gonna put Volcarona here. Volcarona is a cool mon, and like I think you only find it in the depths of its fully evolved form in the depths of like a dungeon or whatever in Black and White, and it looks like majestic. Like any of these, what is it, Arbesta, I think, can evolve into Volcarona, but I think the Volcarona you find by itself in the middle of the room, in the middle of the dungeon, is like the best case for Volcarona. Rock types, I do like Gigalith. I don't know what about it. It's design. It's like dark blue and red, and it's on all fours. It looks pretty cool. It looks like if you ran into it, you would have run away. You know. It looks like it can ram a train and live. Ghost types, I'm gonna put Chandelure. I enjoy Chandelure as what it is, and Chandelure's a really cool Pokemon in my opinion. It's also a little cute. And if you play Poké Tournament, you definitely know what I'm talking about by being a little cute, because it makes a little hee hee ha ha's. It makes a little noise that's freaking adorable in Poké. Dragon types. Druddigon is classic dragon, and Hydreigon is like the Hydra, you know? But in my opinion, I think I'm gonna go for a Reshiram here. Reshiram is the legendary, or the Backlaw legendary that I did choose. And I think of all the dragons we have here, I think it's the most iconic outside of Druddigon. Well, it kind of has to be iconic, but I think it's the coolest looking. Druddigon bothers me because it has these fucking wings, but they're not usable. They're just like horns or something, big horns, and I fucking hate it. I hate those wings, air quotes. Though I do think the Axew line is also pretty cool. Dark type, Zoroark. We got this Pokemon way too late, because there was a movie about Zoroark and Zoroark like 3 or 4 generations before these guys ever became catchable. So I was just sitting there wondering when the fuck are they gonna release this Pokemon finally. But I think finally being able to catch Zoroark is cool. The Master of Illusions. Steel. What do we have for Steel types? I think I'm gonna put Genesect here. I enjoy Genesect for what it is. I remember the event that it came out with. I think it was a movie too. I don't think I watched the movie, but I did participate in the event. Fairy types, well, guess we don't have one types here. I have very viable Tailwind. believe I said this before. Superior is my favorite starter of all time. Gimmick form. I'm gonna, despite my me hating Garbodor's design, its Mega, or what is just Gigantamax form is hilarious. I love it. I actually love it. I like how they further go into the like a pile of trash. Now it has a fucking building and a boat in it. I think that's hilarious. My favorite legendary here. I think I'm gonna put Reshiram here. Reshiram just looks cool, man. And I think he's a better representative of what I value. Because in the Pokemon Black and White, the whole thing was truth versus ideals, and I believe Reshiram was the side that manifested with the truth, and I'm much more of a truth seeker than I am an idealist. Perhaps I made that into my own whole personality for a time. And I'm gonna put Superior as my all-time favorite for the generation. Generation 6. This is where I guess people will say there's the downhill portion of Pokemon. But I enjoy almost all the Pokemon games except for this one, Sun and Moon 1. Sun and Moon 1 is just one I didn't enjoy. I thought it was kind of dull. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Gen 6 and my favorite mons in these. Normal types. Mega Kangaskhan. When I saw Mega Kangaskhan, I thought it was hilarious. It's literally just a mon that fucking its kid just comes out to beat your ass, and I think that's hilarious. Fire types. Never caught this mon. I thought this was a fake mon until like someone showed me like their actual like DS and showed me that this was real. Was it a DS in that Pokemon Bank? No, I think it was a DS. Yeah, it was DS. 3DS. Someone showed me that this was real. I was like, what the fuck is that? I thought that was fake. This is definitely a misdesign. I don't even know its name. And I can't pull the name out of me to save my life. I genuinely don't know this guy. Anyway, Talonflame. Talonflame for two reasons. It's a flaming hawk. And that's awesome. I put flame charge on this thing and outspeed everything. And 2, it has warm body, meaning it's good for the eggs. And since it's usually super fast and can learn flame charge, if you accidentally get pulled into a random encounter, you can easily defeat it or run away. So I enjoy Talonflame for what it is. Greninja here. I like ninjas. He's a frog ninja. He's cool. He's cool. I also enjoy its inclusion into Smash. It was in Smash Ultimate, right? No, it was in Smash for Wii U. And I think it had like the coolest, one of the coolest trailers. I think Robin was still my favorite, but Greninja still had a cool trailer. Greninja and Charizard, it was both of their trailers. For grass, I'm gonna go with which one is this? This is Phantom, I think. But no, this is Trevenant. I think Trevenant is cool. Phantom is also cool, but I think Trevenant is cooler. I think their designs are pretty nice. A bunch of Pikachus. I honestly think this is the worst Pikachu clone. Deaden is probably the worst Pikachu clone. I'm gonna go for Heliolisk because I thought he's cool. He's cute. I think both of their forms are pretty cool. I think they overused it in like trainer battles. Both of these guys in trainer battles, and I think it kind of grew weary in my eyes, but I still think they're pretty cool designs. For the ice type, the Aurora Pokemon. It's an Aurora dinosaur, bro. How can you not like that? Maybe I guess you don't. Maybe I guess if you're don't like the Aurora Borealis for whatever reason. Fighting types. Gotta say, I love Halucha. It's a luchador bird, and it makes it even better that it can't even actually fly, and it's still a flying type. So he just flying presses all over people. I fucking love this Pokemon. I hate how aggressive it is in the more open world games. what is it, 8-9, but he's definitely my favorite fighting type out there. Poison types, not a lot of poison types. I think we literally only have Shock Algae, and that's not a Mega Evolution. And Dragon Algae is cool. In fact, no, Dragolor looks so much worse. Never mind. But Dragon Algae is cool. It's a seahorse, and it's like one of those seahorses that pretend to be kelp and hang on little prey. So I think it's a real world interpretation. Not real world interpretation, but its real world counterpart is pretty cool. So I think its in-game interpretation of the real world counterpart is pretty good. It's pretty cool. Ground types. I'm going to put Zygarde here because I thought Zygarde at first was pretty cool, and then they made it Cell, which I thought was cooler. Zygarde being Cell fucking killed me, and I thought that was badass. Flying types. I want to put Yveltal here, but only because I don't know what's in the dark type area. I'm gonna put Yveltal here, but if he's in the dark type area and there's some decent competition, I might switch him. But I think Yveltal is the coolest flying type that's in here. I also think Oblivion Wing is a pretty neat move. Psychic types. Esper is pretty funny. I think that's called Meowstic. I do like Hoopa. Hoopa I did not get because I just couldn't go out for the event, or I think I was just not playing Pokemon at the time. Well, I bought X and Y, but I don't think I was playing it at the time, and I didn't get it on an online event. Whatever event it was, I didn't get it. I've always regretted it because now I want Hoopa. But I'm gonna put Hoopa here. Hoopa is a cool mon, and it's like other alt form I freaking enjoy because I think it has Hindi inspirations as like a type of Asura type thing, and I really enjoy Hindi mythology or Indian mythology, whichever one you want to use. I think that's cool. I think all of their mythology is pretty neat. Bug types. Well, there's only really one bug type, and I'm just gonna give it to the pink form here. Ground types, or these rock types? These are rock types. I'm gonna give it to the dinosaur. Let my inner Timmy come out. Dinosaurs are still cool, despite being an adult. Screw anyone who says otherwise. Oops, excuse me. Ghost types. We're going to go for Aegislash. And I think Aegislash is my favorite Pokemon in this generation. And I think it's definitely one of the top 3. Definitely top 5. Because I'm realizing that Superior's top 1, Darkrai, Chandelure, and Aegislash are somewhere within that running. Dragon types. Goodra. I was surprised figuring out this is a Dragon type Pokemon, but I think Goodra is it's a pretty interesting take, and I feel like it's what Muck could have been if Muck was not a Gen 1 Pokemon. But I really enjoy Goodra. I think Goodra's pretty cool. Dark types. Yeah, we don't really have much going for dark types, so I'm going to put Yveltal here and switch him with another flying type. What flying type? Noivern. Noivern's a cool dragon flying type. Yeah, he's a dragon flying type. I think Noivern's a cool. Nobat's cute, and Noivern is the cooler big brother, For steel types, we have Aegislash here. Oh man, I might switch the ghost types then. I'm gonna put Pumpkin Boo here and Aegislash in the steel type because I refuse to acknowledge Klefki as an existence. Klefki does not exist in my book. Now I don't want to put the mega forms in there because they get their own section, but I refuse to acknowledge Klefki as an existence. This Pumpkin Boo is cute. Gorgeous looks weird to me, so I'm not gonna put Gorgeous here. Pumpkin Boo is much cuter. And the fairy types, where fairy types were introduced in this generation. At least I believe so, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Who am I going to put here? I'm gonna put Sylveon here, and I think the meme surrounding Sylveon is what pushed it over. The idea like it just slaps a dragon with its feelers and the dragon fucking turns to dust. I enjoy that, but yeah, I enjoy what Sylveon and its retinue brought to the table, which is essentially a balanced patch because dragons are too strong. My favorite starter, Greninja. I didn't even mention the other two. Delphox is cool, and I don't like Chestnut. Like, Chestnut just looks bulky. I don't really like it. Everything else looks so much better than Chestnut line. I think Chespin looks cool. And then, going forward, you just lose me. However, I think Finnegan line is pretty good all the way, and then Greninja's just fucking awesome. Gimmick form. This is the only game with Mega Evolutions. So this is essentially coming down to like my favorite Mega Evolution. And honestly, I'm gonna give it to, what is this, Mewtwo Y. This made me not regret buying Y because Charizard Y kind of sucks to me. Whereas Charizard X looks so cool, Mewtwo Y looks pretty fly. Legendary. But I'm gonna give it to Yveltal. I do like Cell, but to me Cell is not an X and Y Pokemon, it's a Sun and Moon Pokemon, but I do like Yveltal. Yveltal's cool. And my favorite of all of them, I'm gonna give it to Aegislash. Aegislash is just Aegislash both as a Pokemon in general. It surprises me that we did not have a sword Pokemon further back. Not only that, its competitive presence is, well, King Shield. I bet you can tell the rest of that sentence, because if you know what King Shield does, you've been hit by it and you've suffered by it. Alright, on to Gen 7. And I'm going to give this to Silvally. I think Silvally is pretty cool. That's like, I guess, an Arceus clone. Except not a legendary. I think Silvally is pretty dope. One of the other human experience in Pokemon. I think it's a pretty hit design. Fire type. I'm going to give this to Torracat. And I cannot have been the only one who got disappointed when Torracat turned into Incineroar. Why? Don't get me wrong, Incineroar isn't bad, and I'm glad it's not a fighting type, but it kind of is a fighting type because it does wrestling. But it's more like, what is it, like show wrestling, you know, like more like luchador type things. But even still, I think Torracat was such a cool design. I was feeling Litten. I was like, yes, Litten is here. And then Torracat, and I was like, yes, we're going to go more animalistic. And then they hit me with Incineroar. Incineroar is just kind of a sting to me. Incineroar is cool, but it's just not what I wanted out of the line. Favorite water type Pokemon. I'm not gonna go for Ash Greninja because it's honestly not my favorite, mostly because of the name. I think I'm gonna go for Golisopod here. I think, and that's only because I want. Actually, no. I will put Marini here. Marina's here because then I want here. I'm gonna put Salazzle. I'll talk about her when I get there. So yeah, Marini's here. Baneful Bunker is pretty cool. I think I just like Protect moves. The Protect moves that do extra stuff. Just having Protect is enough, so you need to do something else. But now, Baneful Bunker is pretty cool. I think that move is pretty neat. I don't know if it gives you badly poison, but the fact that it gives you poison is enough for me. Very bulky. Gives you poison when it protects itself. If you make contact with it, I should mention that, but still, you get a Protect. Grass type. Decidueye cool. And Decidueye is the only one that genuinely surprised me on how cool it was. Here. I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna put Zorora here. Never had Zorora, but I think this design is cool because it kind of looks like a foil to Lucario, and that's only because I think I'm going to put Charjabug in the bug type area. So this is like the runner up, you know. Ice types, Crabominable. Like, look how derpy this thing is and how big its fucking claws is. Big, meaty claws. Like, you know, I love the look of this thing. It's so fucking so fucking funny. And Crabhammer is a move. Fuck that move. Jesus. Fighting types. This is debate. I like, what's her name? Pheromosa, I think that's her name. I don't know. Marshadow and Beware. All three of these are in the running here. I don't know what ghost type I'm gonna put over there, so I'm gonna put Beware here. And I think Beware is funny. A, because in Smash Bros. He does a fucking uppercut that fucking demolishes you. And B, it's a bear that's too strong to hug people, but it just wants cuddles, and it's cute. It's a cute little teddy bear that just will crush you. Poison type. I'm gonna put Salazzle here. I enjoy that Salazzle. There's only female Salazzle because Salazzle basically mind controls the males, and it's the only one that gains the strength to evolve. I think that's hilarious. Oh, it's not really hilarious, but it's interesting. Ground type, I'm gonna give it to Palosan. And there's an image out there of Palosan. Hold on, let me see. Of just Palosan fucking eating a Pikachu. Because what it does is that it basically forms a sand trap. It basically forms a sand trap, and then you fall into it. It doesn't let you go, and then it eats you. And then some people say that they just find Palosan or bones within Palosan because of those other victims. Here it is. How do I get it over here? There we go. That. This image. And then I guess other people are like, yeah, we get the memo. Here's one eating a person. It looks like. It like drains the life force or whatever it catches. Oh, and there's a very sad Pikachu. But yeah, I fucking love Palosan. Palosan's a cool mod. And then it's shiny. I can turn on the shiny. It's black because somewhere out there in the world there's a black sand out there. I should turn on the shinies for some of these that I really enjoy. I really enjoy Salazzle's shiny form too. Everyone else I can't remember. What is shiny Aegislash like? Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, these are cool. For flying types. The thing froze. I think the browser froze on it. Technical difficulties. Turns out if you keep you have to turn off the shiny. You turn off the shiny piece here in order to be able to interact with the boxes again. Anyway, flying types. I'm gonna put Toucannon here. Toucannon is a funny Pokemon. It's like beak gets hot and then it shoots fireballs. I think Toucannon is a funny Pokemon, and I also enjoy toucans as in existence. Most of its head is just beak. Psychic. What do we got here? I guess I'm gonna put Boxartmon here because I think that's the coolest of what we got. I very much enjoy Lunastra over Solgaleo, but Solgaleo is also still pretty cool. If it comes down to it, I will put Solgaleo here or in the Steel type area. Because I enjoy both the Boxartmon's design. For bugs, yep, I'm putting Charjabug here. There was another contest between Charjabug and Pheromosa. I think Pheromosa is like my favorite Ultra Beast. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right, but no, it exists and I think it's cool. It's always got like this. It's funny because it's like oh, I have to be clean all the time. However, it's a roach. The design is literally a roach. Here we go. Got rock types. Yep, more rock types. And I'm gonna give it to Lycanroc, specifically the werewolf form because werewolves are cool. Promise you, I'm not a furry. I do think the other forms, especially like what is it, Dustmane, like the weird in between Lycanroc, I think that's pretty dope too. Ghost. I already gave it to Palossand. Here's Marshadow and there's Mimikyu. I'm gonna give it to Marshadow because I think Marshadow's cool. Dragon types. I do like the Mo-Os. I think I want to give it to Zygarde because I can put him in the legendary slot. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Mo-Os. Specifically the last Mo-O. Clanging Scales is pretty cool as a move. Dark types. I'm gonna have to give it to Incineroar because I don't like Guzzlord and I don't like everything else here. Alolan Muck is pretty cool. I love its like its multicolor form, and I think it's like the coolest Muck will ever be. But I'm gonna give it to Incineroar because I still think, despite being disappointed by the fact that Incineroar is the final evolution to Litten, I still think Incineroar is very cool. Steel types. I'm going to give it to Solgaleo because I think both of the box art mons are cool. Fairy types. I'm going to give it to Mimikyu because I think Mimikyu of all these is pretty cool. I don't really like the Totemons that much. I think they're cool, but I think they definitely get outshadowed by the other mythicals, and Mimikyu as a fairy type. Favorite starter here. I'm gonna give it to Torracat. I just think Torracat's cool. And it's such a shame that it turns into Incineroar. I hope the next Pokemon game we get, the fire type stays animalistic, I suppose. I don't know what was the fire type for? Yeah, all right, Skeletor. Skeletor's is pretty cool, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I don't think it's my favorite, but Skeletor is pretty cool. It did stay animalistic at least. What about here? Yeah, we got humanoid there. So yeah, I really wanted a tiger, a full-grown tiger that isn't Arcanine, because Arcanine is like the mix between a tiger and a dog, and it's not my favorite thing. Arcanine's cool, but it's not my favorite thing. What is these? These are the gimmick forms. I'm gonna give it to Alolan Marowak. I think the whole like tribal fire dance thing that's got going on is pretty cool. It's pretty interesting, like change in what Marowak is. I think it's also a ghost type, right? Yes, it's also a ghost type. Yeah, I appreciate like the story they're trying to tell with Marowak. Legendary, I'm gonna give it to Zygarde because Zygarde becoming Ultimate Cell is hilarious, and I also think it looks like a Transformer, and Transformers are cool. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not too old for Transformers. Nobody is. And my favorite of all of these, I think I'm gonna give it to Palossand. I think like the art for Palossand is pretty funny, and I enjoy what Palossand is, but this also like might be a close second with Salazzle too. Salazzle being the cool lizard. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Palossand. Palossand is pretty cool. Sword and Shield. Probably the least functional of all the games. I'm gonna give the normal type to Wooloo. Wooloo. Because it's a cute sheep. And it did enjoy all the memes of Wooloo and how it just rolls along. I think in the game, if there's a strong wind, it literally just rolls along the wind with the wind. Fire types. I'm going to give it to Cinderace. Raboot is pretty cool too, but I think I usually hanker towards the final evolution of things. But I think Cinderace is pretty cool. The Soccermon, every one of the starters is like a performer or something. Oh no, they have an occupation, I think. Yeah, they have an occupation of some kind of. For water type, I'm gonna go with Dreadnought. Dreadnought freaking carried me through the game, through Sword and Shield. It's got a good line. And I think its evolution is the final evolution is pretty cool. It's just, it's a big mean turtle with a snap jaw. Lockjaw is also a nice move to have as well. For grass, I think I'm gonna go with Rillaboom. I think that is his name. That its name. I think Rillaboom is like. I gotta go for Applin. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Applin. Specifically Appleton. Appleton is cute because it's literally a turnover and it's got a little apple on its head. He's a cute little boy. Electric type. Depending on what we see for poison type, I think I'm gonna put Toxtricity in it. I think Toxtricity is a very interesting design for a Pokemon, especially one that can use its body as an instrument and it doesn't look as horrific as Exploud does or Loudred. So I think Toxtricity is pretty cool, and it's also got some like pretty nice sound-based moves for it to use, and it has a ability that boosts that, I believe. So I think Toxtricity it's pretty neat. Ice types, Snow. I don't think I need an explanation with this little guy. Snow. Fighting types, Grabopple is pretty cool. I will say that. However, the boys. We got the boys. Some tiny little guys. But I fucking love Phalanx. Phalanx is like my favorite mon of that released in that generation. Phalanx is just like super dope. I really love the No Mercy. No, not No Mercy. It's pretty gruesome. It is a Spartan type thing, but it is No Escape, where it increases all of its stats, but it cannot leave the battle anymore, and I think that's pretty cool. Poison. I'm gonna give it to Galarian Weezing, and that's simply because it enables what's his name? Regigigas to be a good competitive mon, and its ability is freaking whack for that reason. Not many ground types to go off of here. This is these two are Pokemon Arceus. I guess I can consider them since I don't really have a lot of options here. I think I literally just have Sandaconda. In which case, I think I'm just gonna go for Ursaluna here. Sandaconda is pretty good design in my opinion. I really enjoy it, but I don't think you beat out the bear. Flying type. Depending on where this ends up, Corviknight is the only one I consider here. Though the Galarian legendary birds are also pretty cool, especially Moltres, but I think Corviknight is better. Psychic. Depending on what the bugs look like. No, I'm gonna go for Hatterene here. Yeah, I figured I'm gonna go for Orbeetle here. Hatterene is, if it wasn't for Orbeetle, no, Orbeetle is my favorite psychic type of this generation, but Hatterene is a close second. Actually, I do like Indeedee. I'm gonna go for Indeedee instead and keep Orbeetle here. Yeah, because Orbeetle is probably like the only bug type I actually considered taking with me on while I played that game. Sword and Shield. Rock type. Stojorn is a funny one. And that's purely the only reason why I think I recognize it and I'm going to pick it here. Because it's super funny. It's just all legs. And it's like being kept together by, like, I guess, magnetic pull or whatever. Ghost types. I'm going to choose this guy. I forget his name. What is it? Dragapult. There we go. I think Dragapult's cool. And I love that it shoots its babies out of people. It's pretty hilarious. Next is actual dragon types, and I'm gonna go for Dracovish. Vicious Rend. Need I say more? Vicious Rend. There is a close second to, I think it's Armalwadon. I don't know. Armageddon. I don't know. I forgot its name, but it's a close second. But this is Mechagodzilla, guys. You can't convince me otherwise. But I might put him in the steel type. Have the dark type section. Some of these aren't loading. There we go. Depending on what fairy types look like, I'm gonna put Grimmsnarl here. Grimmsnarl is also another interesting one, I thought, and it was like it ended up filling out my team because I wanted a fairy type in my team when I played Sword and Shield, so it ended up being like the anchor, I guess, or like the anti-dragon force. Steel, and yeah, I'm also debating Zacian here because Zacian's pretty cool. But I'm gonna leave legendaries to their own thing for the most part, if I can. If there's no other option for me that I enjoy, so I'm gonna put this guy. I'm gonna put Mechagodzilla here. For fairy types, yeah, I'm just gonna put Zacian here. As I just said, I don't really like. I don't like Hatterene all that much. Hatterene is like a default option, but I think Zacian's much more cooler, in my opinion. Much cooler than anything else here. Outside of Grimmsnarl and Zacian probably tied for how cool they are, in my opinion, based on design alone. Poor Shield Dog, though. Favorite starter here? Cinderace. He's the Cinderace. He's the ace for a reason. Talked about him already. You know, the soccer bunny is pretty cool. Regional variant or gimmick. I don't know. I might put Alolan Weezing here. I'm going to put Samurott here because I think Samurott plays into what it was already meant to be and just pushes it up to 11, and I enjoy that. Favorite legendary? I actually didn't play the DLC for Sword and Shield, but I did see what they did. Still gonna pick Zacian because I think Dog with a Sword is cool. And my favorite, the boys, Phalanx. And up to the latest, Gen 9. The last Pokemon game in the series right now, as of the time of this recording. So let's begin. Normal type. Gotta put Mousehold here. The family of 4 Mousehold. And it's mostly because they evolve because they just have kids. I think that's pretty funny. But, you know, it's not it's a weird like teddy bear-esque mouse design. And to be honest, I think Lechonk does, of all the normal types, I think Lechonk is a better design, but however I do like Mousehold as for what it is, for what it's presented to me and how it evolves. Fire. I'm gonna put Chi-Yu here, mostly because it is a actual mythical thing in the real world. And then they just gave it a flaming fish, a flaming goldfish, and I think that is the funniest design for it that it could have. Water. I'm gonna put Palafin here. In fact, no, I'm going to specifically put its hero form out because I think 0 to hero, It's a pretty cool ability. I wish there was other ways to proc it without having to switch out, but it's still really freaking good to have. It's still a really good ability, but I think hero form Palafin is it's a hero. I mean, and he's definitely coming to save the day when you set him up like that. Grass types, Meowscarada. Meowscarada's my favorite starter in that generation. I don't know why the word generation didn't come from me. It might be my second favorite starter as well. Second or third, one of the others. But I really do like Meowscarada's design. Let's see. Electric types. I think all the electric types in this gen are pretty miss. I don't like the walking evolution, so this guy's a miss for me. Bellybolt's kind of cute. I don't know. I'm gonna give it to, what is this, Iron Fist or whatever. I'm gonna call him Iron Fist. And the only reason why I'm gonna give it to Iron Fist because he has helped me with many raids, so he is okay in my book. It's kind of a funky design for a metallic Hariyama. And of all the Paradox forms, I think that one is the only one that actually does it pretty well. No, that one and Iron Valiant. Iron Valiant's pretty good. Outside of that, the Scarlet Paradox forms are all much better, in my opinion. For Ice, I'm gonna give it to I think this Pokemon is Mainfu, or is it Famepo? It's something Chinese, and boy, am I bad at that. Let me see. No, Mindfu is the fighting type. So who is this guy? I actually really want to figure out this guy's name. If I'm gonna put him on my put him on the list like that. Let's see. Jesus, my nose has suddenly become super runny. Okay, blew my nose. Hopefully that's okay. Pause the recording so you guys don't hear that. Fighting type. Do I want to give it to Iron Valiant this early? I think it depends on what the fairy type section looks like. And then there's Annihilate. Annihilate is also a cool fighting type, but I also want to. I'm going to give it to whatever this Paradox mon is called, the Volcarona Paradox. I'm going to give it to him. Most because I don't know what these other sections are going to look like, but I also think its design is still pretty cool. The fact that it stands up on its hind legs about the box fucking kills me. Poison types. Honestly, don't think there's any good poison types in here, but I'm going to give it to, what is it? Is it Paldean Wooper? Its evolution? What is it? I'm gonna give it to Paldean Wooper only because I cannot remember this guy's name right now. I could give it to Fezandipity too. Fezandipity is also pretty cool. Toxic Chain as an ability is whack. But I'm gonna give it to Paldean Wooper. Ground type. I'm gonna give it to its evolution anyway. I think the Paldean forms of Wooper and its evolution that I'm forgetting right now, I think they're both pretty dope. The fact that I haven't put either of their evolutions on already either is also, telling. Steel type. No, this is flying type. My bad. Steel is over here. Flying type. I'm just gonna give it to Flamigo. And I'm giving it to Flamigo because I think that Pokemon's fucking hilarious. It's just a Flamigo. Not only that, I hate Bombardier, and I think the I don't know what the word is. The Pompadour birds are just a little weird. But yeah, I'm giving it to Flamigo because haha, it's pretty fucking funny. Next is Psychic type for this generation. And none of these are really hidden to me. I'm gonna give it to Armor Rouge. I think that's his name, Armor Rouge. I think its competitive viability is pretty strong. And I also think its design looks like a Mega Man character along with its counterpart, which is Ceruledge. There it is. Ceruledge. I also think that's pretty cool. So there's both of them. I'm hoping to get onto this list. If both of them are on this list, what did I put in my fire section again? Alright, I give it to Chiyu. Maybe I'll switch that up. Because I think Ceruledge is a pretty good design with, and unfortunately both of these mons have dog shit shinies, which is awful. I don't know what Game Freak was doing with that one, with these shinies, but can't really change it. For bug types, I think all the bug types in this gen are kind of missing. You know what? How about this? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this here, change this to Annihilate, and then I can keep that one, I think. Because Chiyu is also a dark type, so it won't be put in later. So then I'm just gonna skip ahead and put Ceruledge here. There we go. I think that's okay. I think I can deal with that. I'm gonna go with I don't even remember this guy's name. I just call him Hank the Tank because when I caught this Pokemon, I named it Hank and called it the Tank. Called him Hank the Tank. I just named it Hank the Tank. So to me, this is Hank the Tank. I don't remember its real name. I just know it as Hank the Tank. This kind of looks like a tank, and the noise it makes sounds like a warship or something. It's like or something like that. Dragon types. This game has some pretty decent dragon types. I don't like Frigibax and its line. I think it's Baxcalibur because I don't understand where it went with it. If it started off as a bat but then ended up being fake Godzilla again. Except that this time it just does it weirdly. I don't know where they were heading with Frigibax, so I don't really like it. Cyclizar are cool, and the Shushimons are also pretty nice. Diplin's a nice addition. Not my favorite, I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it to Paradox Salamence. Roaring Moon, that's its name. I actually remember this one. Roaring Moon is pretty nice. It's got a really good design, and it does what Iron Valiant also does, which is why I also think it's cool. And that it mixes its Mega Evolution into its Paradox form, which I think it's pretty... Which I think is like genius for those designs, and I kind of wish they did that more for the designs, especially the iron forms, because most of the iron forms are just Pokemon but machine, and it's not that inspired in my opinion. Dark types. I put Masquerada here. I put Qian Pao here, or it's somewhere down there. I think I'm gonna put in this guy, King Gambit. King Gambit's pretty cool. I don't like the way it evolved. It's also tedious, but you know what? It kind of makes sense for what they were going for, and I think King Gambit's pretty cool. Koto, I think let's go. Koto, whatever its signature move is. Also think it's pretty cool, along with Annihilate's Rage Fist. This is the game where I've really figured out that most mons have like signature move, or some mons have signature moves, and almost all of them are pretty cool. I think where they can, all mons should have signature moves for them. But I understand that's not something you can do for everything, especially with how many mons there are in existence. Steel type. I know everyone's gonna pick Tinkaton, but I honestly don't like Tinkaton. Well, it's not that I don't like Tinkaton, it's just not my favorite in any aspect. I understand why people like it, but I'm gonna put Golden Go here, because I think Go's ability is pretty cool, and the way you evolve what is it? I forgot the pre-evolution, but the way you evolve into Golden Go, I think is pretty interesting, because it actually gives you something to do as you explore the world. Like if you see it, you need to collect the coins so you can get yourself a Golden Go. And I think that's pretty cool. And it's not like tedious, it's like definitely an optional thing. Like some of the other evolutions. Fairy types, giving it to Iron Valiant. Like I said, Iron Valiant and Roaring Moon are like the best designed mods in this game, in my opinion. Favorite starter, no contest, Meowscarada. Like, I do think Skeledirge is okay, but when you're comparing it to Meowscarada, I think Meowscarada is the best. Regional variants. Of all the regional variants, I'm just gonna put Apelday and Wooper here. Like, it's not that different than the regular Wooper. In fact, it's just brown. It's just brown Wooper, but I think its evolution holds up to make it a pretty substantial addition to the lineup we have here. Box art, man. I'm gonna put Ogerpon here. I really love Ogerpon. I think Ogerpon's a really cool addition. It's cute and it's threatening. This guy, let's get this straight. This guy tangled with the trio here, the trio mythicals here. 3v1 them. Type disadvantage, assuming that it just had one mask. No, I think it stays a grass type anyway. So regardless, type disadvantage. And killed them, by the way. 3v1 them and killed them. Sounds kind of badass to me, bro. I'm keeping it there. Now, my favorite of all time here. Gonna put it to... I think I'm gonna put it to Meowscarada. I think Meowscarada's just really cool. I already explained Meowscarada like twice, so I don't think I really need to do it again. So, the ranking of all the normal types. This is the end all be all. I'm gonna put Silverly here. Silverly is probably the most unique normal type in this listing here. So I'm gonna keep it that way. Fire types. Fire types is actually a tough decision, in my opinion. Charizard's a little too basic for me. Torracat's cool and Cinder is cool. So, and I think that's what is gonna be down to for me. I think I'm just gonna put Torracat in there. Because, like, Torracat, to me, is what Arcanine isn't. If that makes any sense. And I, like I said, I really hope that Torracat was just gonna be like the rival to Arcanine, but it just didn't work out that way. A shame, but gotta live with it. I hope they like revisit a Torracat type species again, but I doubt that'll happen for a while. But well, you never know with Game Freak. But even still, Torracat is pretty cool. Actually, no. I think I'm just gonna put Quilava in there because when I think about it, about how disappointed I was in Incineroar being in existence at that initial, I think Quilava going into Typhlosion really sets it off for me because at least it's not a disappointment. Let's see. End all be all for water types. I think I'm gonna put Greninja in there. It's a Frog Ninja. Do I need I say more? Of all, it's a very tough decision between pretty much the three starters here. Not for Alligator. Sorry, you're not as cool as Samurai to me. But Empoleon, Samurai, and Greninja are pretty cool. And it's a really close race between them, but in the end, I think Greninja edges out. Here, Superior. No questions asked for me. Superior is just my favorite all-time Pokemon. Or at least one of them. The Ryu shall defeat the Court Jester. Well, Meowscarada is definitely a really good design too, so it's definitely up there. Electric types. I'm gonna put Toxtricity up there. Toxtricity is a very interesting Pokemon in my opinion, and I think it's one of the best designed electric types in my opinion, especially with its array of electric, poison, and normal type moves. I think it's got a pretty nice moveset and a pretty nice design. I will say that the specifics do base around to its base form. I don't remember which form this one's called, but I think this form is better than the base form. But I do like the blue of the base form. Favorite ice type? I'm gonna give it to Sneasel. Its smug look, it just looks like it's ready to have a good time, man. You know. Fighting type, the boys. I'm gonna give it to the boys. I think Phalanx is just so adorable and then like so threatening at the same time. It does mix the best of both worlds. It is, what is it, Spartan inspired because they have like their shields and then one they just charge into you. It's gonna be very weird. I kind of want there to be like a pre-evolution to the Phalanx, just so we can have like a version that's just one Phalanx, you know, if that makes any sense. But I don't think that was gonna happen. But either way, Phalanx is pretty cool. The no retreat rule or no retreat move is a pretty nice, unique ability, and allows you to get started. Favorite poison type. Gonna go Salazzle. Salazzle's Dex entries and its lizard form. Not like it has any other form, but I think Salazzle's a cool Pokemon. Its color scheme, the way it attacks, and its Dex entries I think are all pretty cool. I think they're all pretty interesting. Very nice design. Definitely one of my favorites of that gen of Pokemon. Ground types, Palossand. I think I mentioned it before. All of its artwork is cool. Its Dex entries are cool. It's a sandy ghost castle, and I like that about it. So it's definitely the best of all the ground types in my opinion. Now, I don't have a lot of feelings for a lot of ground types. I think like Gliscor and Zygarde, are like the best, the most I feel on ground types. And it's like if you have to like put a gun to my head and tell me to choose a ground type, I'm like Palossand. But I recognize Palossand is more of a ghost type than I do a ground type. However, its competition was also Marshadow, which Marshadow is kind of a badass. Favorite flying type? Going to give it to. This one's rough, but I think I'm gonna give it to Corviknight. I just really like night-like aesthetics in a way. A darn shame it gets knocked out of the air because of Tinkaton. It does not deserve the fate it does. It's just trying to help people, bro. Favorite psychic type? I think I'm gonna give it to Mewtwo. Mewtwo is just. He's an OG, and his design I don't think his design has ever fallen off. I think he has always been one of the most well-designed Pokemons in existence. So from the get-go, they got this design right, and I think that's saying something. Favorite bug type? I'm going to go for Chargebug. I think Chargebug is pretty cool. I just think it's whack that in order to have a bug and flying, not bug and flying, bug and electric type typing, it has to has the ability to levitate, or else it gets screwed. It's unfortunate, but it kind of has to have it, and I don't think there's anything else you can do about it. It's just an unfortunate thing of the typing and what it looks like. However, I still think Charge Bug is a not Charge Bug. This is Vikavolt. Excuse me, man. I've been saying it wrong. Vikavolt has a really good design. It's like railgun like mouth is pretty cool. However, Vikavolt is like it's typing, and what it has to have for its ability is the only thing holding it back, in my opinion. But everything else about it is pretty cool. Rock type, I think I'm gonna give it to Gigalith. Like I said, Gigalith looks like it just can run. It can just like run over trains. It looks like it's an immovable object and then stare you down while you just futile while you attack it in futile manners, because it's not taking the damage. Look at the way it looks. It looks like it's staring in your soul and you can do nothing to harm it. Then I'll just use a water type move. Ghost type, I'm gonna give it to Chandelure. I think Chandelure is just an adorable lantern type dude. I also think Litwick is also cute and well designed. Literally, I think Lampent is its only weak point, but we're not talking about, the way here. We're talking about we're here now. And I think Chandelure is just a really cool addition. What can I say else about it? It's got some pretty messed up lore or dex entries, but that doesn't stop me. After all, if a 10-year-old kid can control it, so can I probably, maybe. Favorite dragon type? I think I'm gonna go for Gudra here. I think Gudra is such a unique take on what a dragon can be. Outside of like Applin, I still think it's pretty cool. Like Applin being what it is and Gudra being what they are, I think it's a pretty unique design. It's like dragons do not have to look like dragons to be a dragon type, and I think that's a pretty nice precedent to say about pretty much every dragon from like this generation onward. Because like this dragon's a T-Rex, this dragon's a worm, this dragon's a bat. Like, you're setting a pretty nice precedent that a dragon can be whatever I want it to be, And I think that's pretty cool. Favorite dark type? I'm gonna give it to Darkrai. Darkrai's just been my favorite ever since I've been a child. So Darkrai being, he's just an edgy shroud, black, white, red. He's all edgy design, but he's like the kid's edgy shadow come to life, in a way. So I've always enjoyed Darkrai's like presence. Well, not its presence, because apparently it gives you bad dreams, but I've always enjoyed what Darkrai is. Favorite steel type? Aegislash. Aegislash is the king. Well, he's the king's sword. He's the king's sword and shield. You do not get to the king without getting past him. And so he is the king's shield. And therefore, you get your attack and special attack lowered. Is it attack or special attack? I think you still need to make contact with this, like Baneful Bunker, but even still, King Shield is a funny move. But but no, Aegislash is awesome. It's a living sword and shield, and I think that's cool. And it can wield itself in a way, Favorite fairy type? I'll give it to Iron Valiant. Once again, Iron Valiant. It's very cool. It mixes both forms of guard of the routes line and the Mega Evolution to make what that is, and I think it does that outstandingly. It looks a little mean. It's probably not that mean, but either way, I genuinely think that Iron Valiant is one of the coolest Paradox mons out there. I think it's better than Roaring Moon, but That's my opinion, but I think Iron Valiant is the best designed Pokemon that is released so far. Well, not, I mean, in Scarlet and Violet, excuse me. Because I can't say it's the best when it borrows the designs of other existing mons. You can't really do that, because then you have to be like, well, why is everything else not rated well? I don't know, maybe you can, but I feel like you can. My favorite of all the starters, Superior. I explained Superior a while ago, so I would. This video is already an hour. It's probably going to be an hour, but I'm not going to explain more of that. Favorite gimmick? Sheer power. That's all I gotta say for that one. Sheer power. Favorite mythical Pokemon? Excuse me. Legendary Pokemon. I think I'm gonna give it to Ogerpon. Ogerpon is like. Ogerpon feels like a breath of fresh air for mythical Pokemon, because though I think it's so uniquely designed with a very unique gimmick as well with the mask, especially when you because you don't have to have it changes terraform, because it has the mask and it'll change its type, and whatever that mask is, it'll be its Terra type. Otherwise, it stays the same. And I also think it's a cute little thing. It's also canonically murdered 3 other beings. I think that's fucking badass for such a cute little thing. And then lastly, the end all be all. What do we want to say is the end all be all for all of these? What do you think is my end all be all? It's a very tough decision. And I think I did mention Superior as my favorite of all time. However, I have never compared it like this. So it's definitely a contest between Aegislash, Superior, Masquerada, Phalanx, Palossand, and Ogerpon. And I don't know. I really don't know. However, I think I want to edge it out with Aegislash on top. As the end-all be-all favorite Pokemon of all time, Aegislash. And I think it being the king's equipment, I mean, what more can you say about that, honestly? I have mentioned before, it's the king's sword and shield, and in order to get to the king, you have to get past it. It is the final line of defense. I mean, if it fails, well, sucks for the king, but you know, it's there, and it's definitely not going to let you get past it without a fight. And, you know, I think that's it. But as you can see, we got this last box down here. We're gonna do this last boxes too. Regional bird. I don't really have a favorite regional bird, to be honest, especially when they're all babies. But I think I'm gonna give it to Rookidee because it evolves into Corviknight. And Corviknight's probably my favorite bird Pokemon of all time. Favorite regional mammal. We're just gonna give it to Bidoof. We haven't given Bidoof enough time. We'll just let the memes rock for that one. Favorite regional bug. Grubbin. Grubbin's cute. I do like Grubbin. I do like I forgot its name, but it looks like it's wearing glasses because it evolves into like the mad scientist beetle, and I think that's a pretty cute thematic way of showing what it'll evolve into. But I do like Grubbin. Favorite pseudo legendary. I think I'm gonna give it to. I'll give it to Goodra. I think I mentioned what Goodra was for me. Goodra as a dragon type Pokemon surprises me. You know, basically says anything for me, a dragon. I don't think, is there a bug dragon type mon out there? Maybe that's gonna be, maybe that should be a new thing, a bug dragon mon. I want to see that. I'm not gonna look for it. Favorite Pikachu clone. I said before, I don't consider Mimikyu a Pikachu clone, so But if you do, Mimikyu is on top. But since I don't, giving it to Emolga. I think Emolga's the best design Pikachu clone. Favorite evolution? Sylveon, for the memes. Favorite fossil? Dracovish. Vicious Rend. Favorite regional form? I didn't even know Lilligant had a regional form. Interesting. I'm gonna give it to Samurai. I talked about past Samurai before, and I think that's pretty cool. Favorite Gigantamax? Fat Pikachu is up there. Fat Pikachu is definitely up there. But I think I'm gonna give it to Blastoise because it has a giant ship fortress on its back or something like that. But like, if you don't think that's cool, really. Favorite baby? Toxel. I think I want to give it to Toxel. Toxel at least actually looks like a baby, and I think it's adorable. La Critora. Favorite new evolution, which is to say that is an evolution that did not exist when the model was first found, or first designed. Favorite new Evo? I think I'm gonna give it to Annihilate, with Frostlass a close second. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Frostlass because I already put Annihilate on the list. I'm gonna give it to Frostlass because thank God we're not stuck with Glalie. Favorite Alcremie? Big Cake. Favorite Vivian? Pink. Favorite Pokeball? Quick Ball. Favorite Spinda? I didn't even know Spindas come in different patterns. Favorite type? Dragon, to be honest. Yeah, I'm that guy. Favorite Paradox? I've mentioned it before. Iron Valiant. Literally the best design in all of Gen 9. Favorite Ultra Vs? I forgot about Cartana, I think that's her name, but I'm still gonna give it to Ferona. Or Formosa, however you say it. Favorite mythical? Darkrai. Favorite box legendary? I think I'm gonna give it to Zacian. I'll go with the sword, bro. Now then here, we have a team. So I guess if I'm just able to build my dream team, I don't know. Who's gonna be my first? First, I'm gonna get out Aegislash. Yeah, we'll pick Aegislash out. And then I guess everything else, unless you're playing doubles, it doesn't matter. But I guess for the secondary, for number 2, actually, we're gonna put Darkrai on the team. For number 2, who do we want to put for number 2? We'll put Superior in for number 2. It's a fast attacker. I'll bring Goodra in. We'll put Zacian in. Alright, who do we round this team out with? We have a Grass. We have 2 Steels. We probably can put out. Let's put a Fire type in. I think we need. Oh, you know what? We're gonna put Phalanx in. I actually want to put Phalanx in number 2. We'll put Phalanx in that. This is the dream team. Alright. That's 2 hours of recording. Thank you for sitting through this. I'm definitely gonna edit this because I probably had a lot of pauses and shit to do. So we'll see how long this video is after. But thank you for sitting through this talk of me talking through my favorite Pokemon like this. Hope you have a nice day. Like, subscribe.